whales became stranded. So it's quite an issue, but in Tasmania that they are able to try and refloat them. But as I say, in these shark-infested waters off New Zealand, it's not quite practical. Now, experts say that it could be that
whales have died after becoming stranded off a remote island off New Zealand. Live to New Zealand Bureau Chief Jessica Maggio. Jessica, what do we know about this event?
Well, Gab, it's happened over two separate events, last Friday and again this Monday that just passed. But essentially what's happened is that 500 pilot whales have become stranded on separate incidents. As I say, on the Friday and the Monday, around 230 on the Friday and then a further 245 on the Monday. Now, these are shark-infested waters around 830 kilometres to the east of New Zealand's South Islands. Chatham Islands actually is home for about 600 people. So because of the high density of sharks in the water, marine biologists and conservationists here in New Zealand don't typically try to refloat the pilot whales that become stranded in the area so as not to endanger any other marine life that may be attracted by the sharks, and also to not endanger human lives. So what's happened is that around 477 of them have died. 400 died naturally, whereas a further 77 had to be euthanized, which is the humane thing to do in this instance. Now, we know that pilot whales become beached or become stranded quite often. What we don't know is why. So a number of people are researching the incident. Just last month in Tasmania, around 230 pilot whales became stranded off Tasmania's west coast, and again 200 of those died. To the day 2 years ago on that same island in Tasmania, 470 pilot whales became stranded. So it's quite an issue, but in Tasmania that they are able to try and refloat them. But as I say, in these shark-infested waters off New Zealand, it's not quite practical. Now, experts say that it could be that they are feeding, they're not used to the coastline, or perhaps they're not familiar with the strength of the tide at the time. So while they're feeding, it seems that on the shore where their prey usually is, they become beached, and then, alas, they become stranded. So unfortunate circumstances here, but not much to be done until scientists can discover why this behaviour happens.